Hello and welcome. This is Stefan with Custom Wood Design. I'm a Oklahoma City based woodworker. I'm from Germany originally, now living in Oklahoma City. A viewer, not sure if you're subscribed or not. If not, please subscribe. Smash that like button. Ace asks, would you mind explaining your toolpath and what software do you use? Well, first of all, Ace, appreciate you watching my video, and we will answer your question here in just 1 second. Okay, I use V-carve Pro from Vectric. I have the shop bought edition, but you can get the regular software on vectric.com, I believe it is. I use a shop bought, so I got the software through shop bought, but same thing. Okay, in the software, let me run this. I gotta move myself here a little bit. Let me run through the workpiece setup. Here we go. I'm running a 13.5 by 11.25, 3/4 of an inch thick. Everything is in inches. We're touching off on Z0 on the top of the workpiece. XY datum position is lower left corner. And that's about it. Single-sided, and boom. Move myself here. Okay. Turning the toolpath off. Here are my vectors. Here you go. So I'm running the vectors all grouped together. They're proven. I've made these emblems many times. So I got the vectors, the inner vectors here for carving, and this outer vector is I call it cut line. I'll get to that here in a minute. So let's take a look at the tool. We're using a Amana V-bit 90 degrees with a 30,000 step over. So that's 1/8 of an inch path depth. That's the amount it will carve per path. So if you carve down 1/2 an inch, then it would be 125, 250, 2 passes. Okay, so you can manipulate that however you want. I like to be a little bit on the soft side, if you want to call it that way. I don't want to go too aggressive because it really messes with the quality in pine. It starts ripping out and stuff. So 125 here, 30,000 step over. Clearance path step over is 30,000. My spindle is running at 12,000 RPM. My feed rate is 100 inches per minute. My plunge rate is 80 inches per minute, and this is set as tool number 1. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing more. One tool will do it all. One feed rate will do it all. So we can get to that. Starting depth is 0. I have it bottom out at 1/2 inch. So not sure. Let me run this at non-bottom out. See what it does. See, it will go through my workpiece. If we calculate that, you will see we will create Swiss cheese, more likely. Yeah, you can see here, and 2 at the bottom will be carved through. So either way, you have to bottom that out. Before, I had it bottom out at 580, just a number I came up with, and then as I got more and more of these emblems in, and runtime was really a problem because they used to run about 45 minutes to an hour, and I got an order in of 22 last week, and I was like, that's 22 hours of runtime for one machine. That's a little too much. So what I did is I started being a little bit more aggressive on my feeds and speeds, but I also bottomed that out at 1/2 inch instead of 580. Those 80 thousandths difference, they brought down my carving from 3 passes to 2 passes. And my runtime from, I believe it was 48 minutes to be exact, down to 32 minutes. So we're looking at about 30 minutes per emblem. You're looking at about 11 hours of runtime on 22. That's a lot better than 20 to 22 hours. Okay, so that's the reason I bottom out at 1/2 inch. If we calculate that, here's your tool path, reset and go. Here we go. So it looks all cool. Now, there's one thing I need to mention about the quality, or like how aggressive you like to be. At 30,000 step over and at a 0 degrees tip, so basically a sharp tip on your tool, here we go, you will get ridges, valleys, high spots, whatever you want to call it. Here you can really see, and I purposefully left them in because that allows me to run the piece at 30 minutes runtime. That's more important than getting these ripples out. What I do is I go in and brush them out with a wire brush, and then use sandpaper, and then when I paint this black, the paint will actually go in and it will fill in the low spots and you can hardly tell. So a little bit more handwork on these, but saved about 15 minutes per part, and it's totally worth it. I had to be more aggressive to get, as I got more orders in, I had to be more aggressive to get the runtime down. Otherwise I would have spent long hours at the shop. So that's the reason I use a 30 step over. Let me show you what it looks like at a 10. This is the same tool, everything is the same, except we're running at 250. We can change that at 125. But this is the key. 10,000 step over, 10,000 step over, and this will tighten down at the bottom here. It will tighten down the roughness, if you want to call it like that. Okay, the rendering. Hold on a sec. Still rendering. Okay, so you can see in the software it looks still a little rough, but I know from experience from using these settings a lot in real life at the workpiece here, it is completely smooth. So there would be no hands-on sanding if you use the 10,000 step over at a 0 degree, at a 0 nose radius. So got that. Now if you want to save even more time, you could go in here and make this a 30 and then bottom this out at 1/4 inch. Go in here and be aggressive on your path and make this a 1/4 inch, so you will end up with one pass and it will look like that. So lots of sanding, it probably would not look that great. So in that case, I would probably prefer to go with the 10 step over, 10,000 step over, redo this. I have two open vectors hanging out, causing all kinds of trouble. So this will also look pretty sharp, having it bottom out at a 1/4 inch. The reason I'm not doing this, I actually prefer this kind of method. I think I prefer it better, but in this case the customer, we bottomed out at 580, then I changed it to 1/2 inch. So the customer bought like 8, then he bought another 8, then I think he bought like 2 or 3 sets of 8s, and then I was like, gosh, I wish I would have changed that. But just to be consistent, I left it at 500 and 1/2 inch deep. But a lot of my logos I carve at 1/4 inch deep, 10,000 step over. It looks really sharp. It's just a preference. You can do whatever you want. Runtime on this is 56 minutes 43 seconds. It's simulated, so it's off 5 minutes plus minus. So got that. What else? Oh yeah, the cut line. What I do is I offset that to the max of my workpiece. I'm going in here with a 15,000 depth. I'm cutting on the outside of my vector, and I'm using a 90-degree V, same tool, 90-degree, but I'm just running it at 50 inches per minute. So it will just truck around here and just give me a basically scribe a line. So later on I'm using the bandsaw and just cut that out with the bandsaw, and this is just prevents me from having to measure this out by hand. So this is what it looks like. If you want to simulate that for the customer, you just take this to 750 deep and give it a calculate, and it will cut it out for you. And you can send this to the customer. Gosh, I used the wrong tool. Apologies. That you should not send it out like this. You need an end mill. Let's see, 1/4 inch end mill right there. Boom. Calculate. You should not send it out with a V bit carved around. That would not look good. Here we go. And here you can take this and make it for your customer, send it to your customer for approval, let them take a look, and then when you actually do and get it into production, I just scribe it and use the bandsaw. It's much faster. I find it much faster like that, easier. Okay, that's about it. That's all I have for this video, for this workpiece. If you guys like this kind of content, want to see more behind the scenes how I program these signs, then just comment below. Let me know. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. If you're not a CNC owner, if you don't have Vectric or any kind of CAM software, then I will come up with a vlog style video next time. Subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, till next time. See you guys later. Servus.